What's going on, y'all? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. If you're watching this right now, that means you're in store for a 2 upload Saturday. After this, I'm gonna have a video dropping about California. I hope you guys like it. Check in, tune in, please comment. I'm gonna bring more content for you guys as much as I can. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that bothers me. And I didn't know it bothers me, but it probably bothers you too, and you don't realize it. Most of the things that I talk to you guys about are things that we deal with that most of us never really know if nobody puts us on to. So I'm my own worst critic, right? When it comes to basketball, when it comes to the videos I make for you guys, when it comes to my workouts, when it comes to my impact on anything, I'm my own worst critic. You know, I'll do something and I'll be like, you gotta do more. I'll accomplish something and I'll be like, okay, what's next? I'm so focused and sought after on the next thing that I'm not sitting in the moment actually soaking up what's going on. And I honestly don't think that I'm my own worst critic. And I don't think you're your own worst critic either. Because most of the times that you think that you're your own worst critic, the things that you're hearing in your head is not your voice. More so the things that you're hearing in your head is something that somebody else is planting in your head. So think about if you're, not in shape. Or if you're like a little lazy or something like that. If someone wants to ever tell you this, anytime that you then heard that from someone else, it will always bring you back to the first person or the few people that have said it. I remember before, like I said, I told you guys, I was eating, I was drinking sodas and stuff like that, and I started getting a little belly. And a few people was like, right, you're gaining a stomach. So when I worked out, it wasn't that I was working out for them, but I kept hearing in my head, yo, Matt, you gotta get in shape because you got a little stomach. But if they would have never planted that seed in my head, I would have never thought like that. Although I might have thought like I needed to work out, I would have never thought like that. And I'm starting to think about everything else in life. I don't think that we are our own worst critic, actually. I think we hoarder on thoughts and feelings of someone else that actually then derives in us, that then helps us look for validation, take away our self-worth, and takes away our self-love. It's kind of crazy when I'm explaining it to you guys, but in my head it sounded like absolutely perfect. But I was talking to one of my friends, and they're from Africa, and then they were talking to me. They were like, yeah, when I came to the United States, I didn't know of color, as far as I didn't know of ethnic, identity. So I'm like, what you mean? They was like, in Africa, we're African. It's no, we're anything else, we're African. But when I came to the United States, I had to identify as African, black, white, Indian, Native American. It's like there's classes over here, which then brought on insecurities of me because I didn't know what I was, because I figured that everybody else was just the same, we don't look at color. And I was thinking about it from that perspective, and I'm like, this created an insecurity in somebody that wasn't even from the United States of America. Something that was just, something that we've done our whole life, but it created an insecurity in someone that wasn't even from America. And that can be very interesting because you have to think about it in all aspects. It could come from your mom, your pops, your significant other, your kids. It could come from anywhere. But we are not our own worst critics. I get on myself all the time because I'm very passionate in myself. And the things that I tell myself is you have to do more. You have to be better. Now, I've been telling myself this for so long that I don't know who told me that, you're only as good as your next accomplishment. You're only as good as your game. But I've told myself this so much that it sounds like it's my voice, but there's no way that I could have thought this. We have to be careful and conscious of everything that we think about, everything that we go through, because a lot of people don't know is that we fester on these things. One of the things that I can say about it all is that if we're born, right? If a child is born and we teach a child that ice is hot and fire is cold, the child is going to think that ice is hot and the fire is cold. We have to understand is that we have to teach people the right way. And everything that we have learned in life, we have to kind of unlearn. Because in society, it makes us think that all of these things are true and all these things, and that's not the case. Sometimes when you think that you're your own worst critic, it's all of these negative thoughts or complications that you have developed over the course of years. That you have to shed those layers. You have to figure out how to let that go, because you holding on to that could also affect everything else in your life. Everything I told you guys about is a domino effect, and you have to figure out how to get over the hump, how to get better, how to push forward. one thing I can say is that it could be a lot of complications. It could be hard. It could be hard because even to this day, even though I'm making this video with you guys, I'm still my own worst critic. I'm still struggling and going through the things that I'm going through. But I want you guys to understand is that we're going through this together. This is not a just me thing. It's not a just you thing. We're going through this together. But I think about all the things that I've thought about and all the things that I've heard, even when it breaks down to my love life, you know, even to my love life, it's like there was a time when someone told me that I wouldn't be capable of being loved, which kind of made me hesitant on the fact of love. Then it made me more isolated and more goal-oriented to not focus on that and just focus on this, to the point that I've been, you know, accomplishing everything I need to accomplish. But what if, you know, I want love? You know, what if you want love? You know, I'm just telling you guys a bunch of things that go through my head that I be thinking about. I want to let you know is that, you know, the thought that comes in your head, the voice that you hear when you tell yourself that you can't do something or you have to do something, or if you really pay attention to it, that's not your voice. That's the voice of someone else telling you that. So honestly, I don't think that we are our own worst critics. I think we are our own worst critics at the thought of someone else, at the thoughts of other people, at the impressions of other people. We have to figure out how not to just care. You know, and I know it's so easy to say that, but social media and life has convinced us that if we don't talk about these things, and, you know, we look like fools and stuff. No. We have to know that we matter to ourselves, and no matter what nobody says to us, it cannot affect us or sway us away from our goal. If you're getting on yourself, make sure you're bigging yourself up at the same time. Don't break yourself down too much. In the time of life, you know, I used to always feel like I had to break myself down to build myself up in the image that I wanted to be. I don't want you guys doing that. I want you guys to understand this. When you're listening to yourself and you hear that conscience, that, you know, the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, try and pay attention really close to what voices you actually really hear. Like what thoughts are coming to the head, what memories are coming to the head when you're saying certain things. Because then you can find the root of what the problem is. And if you can learn how to start letting things go slowly but surely, when you wake up in the morning, you won't have too much to be worried about. You won't be pressed about too much. You've been through so much. You don't deserve to beat yourself up either. This is 2020, you know? This is, are we 2 weeks in? We got a lot to look forward to. We got a lot to look forward to, and I want to make sure you guys understand that. You know, we are not our own worst critics. When you sit down and think about it, a lot of people live their lives according to the impressions of someone else or the thoughts of someone else. Self-love is the love that you come from yourself. Self-worth is the worth that you have inside yourself. You know what I mean? Self-esteem, that's all you. Why are these things selves and we allow other people to affect them? It's like saying this is my house, but a bunch of people live. No. You know what I mean? Self-esteem is very big. Your self-esteem matters. Your self-esteem is important. And I want you guys to understand that you guys have to keep pushing. Have to keep wanting more. Have to understand that it's a hardship. Understand that we can go through this together. Understand that you can't get down on yourself. You have to keep believing. I don't know what you guys believe in. I believe in Jesus Christ, you know. So I pray. You know, I pray often. Not as much as I would like, but I do pray. And I just ask for guidance. You know, I ask for consistency. And I was thinking about this over the course of time, and I was like, you know what? I can't be my own worst critic. Because when I hear certain things, it's not actually me hearing it. It's like people are telling me the things that I'm hearing. From if I was gaining weight to the point of, you know, you're not good enough at basketball. Or, you know, you could be better. Or, you know, you're not worthy of this, you're not worthy of that. Those weren't my thoughts. Those are the thoughts of someone else. I took them on as if it was my own. And then developed my own insecurities and things that I was dealing with of this nature that I shouldn't have. Because I know my worth. I know I'm better than that. You know you're better than that. So I want to make sure you guys understand is that blessings on blessings on blessings. Alright? I want you guys to understand is that think deep. If you find yourself doing this, you know, check it out. You know, nip it in the butt. But also let me know. And we can talk about it. Maybe we have the same things that we're thinking about. And we can never, you know, we can get it out of the way and try to figure out a way to, you know, be better. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't click off too soon. Another video should be dropping in a couple of minutes, so I hope you guys stay tuned, stay tuned. Oh, by the way, I won my basketball championship. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see. Focus up, focus up. Look at that. Won my basketball championship yesterday. Game was great. Appreciate everybody that showed out. You know, it's pretty good. We're gonna keep it going. Alright, let me stop talking. Let me stop talking. Hope you guys have a blessed one. It's your boy Matt Thomas. It's your boy Royalty. Over and out.